Hey, what's up you guys? Christian Travis here, back with another video, and it's been a long time since I've been able to create any type of content. A lot of things have been changing. I moved out to my first apartment, I'm getting some dental work done, I started a new job, and overall life has been a little hectic, but I have been trying to get some time to film some type of videos, whether it be reviews or just how-to videos. And this is the first of a few. Almost a year ago, I made a video on this, the Razer Kishi. This is a portable controller that you can use for your iPhone or Android. This one in particular was made for Android, and I actually enjoyed this form factor a lot. There were a lot of things I enjoyed, there were a couple things I wasn't too big of a fan of, and overall, I think it is a very good controller. As you can see, it is very slim in the form factor, very easy and portable to carry around. And overall, I used to suggest it to a lot of people whenever they would ask about like portable controllers for their phones. But that was until I actually found a different product. It's the backbone. I'll show you over here. Yes, I know, it looks very similar with the Switch-like form factor. There are a few factors that I enjoy about the backbone over the Razer Kishi, and I wanted to take a few minutes to explain those reasons and why I prefer the backbone over the Razer Kishi. So, if you take a look at both products, they are very similar in their setup with a couple exceptions. They do have some additional buttons, including this backbone button, which actually launches the backbone app. Now, the backbone app is very interesting in the sense that it gathers all the games that you have downloaded on your cellular device and it puts them in one spot. Makes it easier to navigate, a lot easier overall to see what you have in your collection and what you can add in your collection. Whereas the Razer Kishi, it doesn't really have that option. It does have a Razer Kishi app, but there's no way to launch it from the controller itself. And overall, the reviews in the App Store are nowhere near as positive as the reviews for the Backbone companion app. Now, during my review, I did talk about how I enjoyed the compact feel of the Razer Kishi while it is not in use. The one thing I really liked was that there was a little clasp in the back that if you just pulled apart, you were able to separate like this. And you would then take your phone, put it in this compartment right over here, and this would stretch out depending on the size of your phone. And you know, that was a very interesting and smart way to design this controller, but I got to admit, this right here, just putting it back together, seems to be a hassle. It's not that great overall, and I do not really enjoy it. But the backbone actually has a very different way of getting itself situated with a similar form factor. If you take a look, this backbone controller stretches overall, and it has some kind of spring system inside. You can hear it contracting while you pull, and it's easier to actually get it set up with your controller. You just pull it apart, you pop it into this side right over here, and then depending on the size of your iPhone, in this case, it will retract back and fit snugly on top of the iPhone. I enjoyed this a lot because overall it is a lot easier and a lot less to finagle with when you are trying to set up your controller with your phone. And in general, I don't mind the form factor being a little bit bigger in order to make this a much simpler process. The other thing that I enjoy about the backbone is actually the feeling of the buttons. Now, these buttons, if you listen closely, they are actually a lot more firm and tactile, whereas if we grab the Razer Kishi, I don't even know if you could hear that. It is a lot more mushy, and this goes for every button on the body of the system. It really depends on your preference, but in my opinion, I prefer the tactile feel of the Razer Kishi's buttons. I'd also like to point out that both these products do have a different footprint when it comes to conserving space. Now, as you can see, the backbone is a lot wider than the Razer Kishi, and it actually doesn't let you condense it any more than what it's at right now. Now, I personally don't mind this at all. I think this form factor is a lot better and worth the little extra footprint that it takes up in your bag, your pocket, or wherever you'd like to store this, especially because it cuts down on the process of unclipping the clasp and basically trying to wrap your phone around this Razer Kishi. Overall, both these products seem to be very good in general. I don't think anybody would really complain if they had one or the other. It is really just about preference when it comes down to it. And, you know, as you can see, they're not that much bigger. Unless you're really trying to save on space, there's going to be no issue traveling with either of these. So I know that when it comes down to it, it really just comes down to how much you are willing to pay for either of these products. At the time of writing this script, I noticed that the Razer Kishi is being sold on Amazon currently for $77.99, whereas the backbone is still being sold for its original MSRP of $99.99. You're probably wondering, is it worth the extra $22 to get the backbone over the Razer Kishi? And to be honest, I really don't think it matters. I think it's all up to your preference. If you like the tactile feel of buttons and you like a little bit of a firmer click, then it might actually be more beneficial to spend that extra $22 on the backbone in order to get that firm feeling on the controls. As well as the companion app experience, I think it's still unmatched by the Razer Kishi's app. That being said, if you are really tight on cash and you can only afford to get one controller for as cheap as you can get it, then the Razer Kishi is by no means a bad option. The Razer Kishi I've had for about 2 years now. I got it before the pandemic. It's still in great shape. I barely see a scratch on any of this. It's actually a pretty reliable product overall. You're just going to get that little bit of a firmer and better quality feeling from the backbone. And honestly, a lot of people wouldn't be too concerned with saving an extra $22 in their pocket that could be used towards a game or put towards food for the day. You know, it really just depends on what your budget is, what your priority is. If you're looking for a simple controller just to use when you're out and about, the Razer Kishi is definitely a great deal currently on Amazon, and I would totally say grab it if you don't see yourself using this thing every single day and find the need to justify spending extra money, you know? So that's basically it, guys. I wanted to just make a quick general video because I haven't made anything in so long, and I figured this would be easy enough to ease myself into the process. I do plan on making a lot of how-to videos when Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl come out, which is next weekend, and I'm going to try to speed rush that game so I can get to all the fun nitty-gritty how-tos, whether it's how to get specific legendaries or how to do simple tasks that you might not initially know how to do when you first start the game. Pokemon Diamond was the first game that brought me back to the Pokemon franchises after years of not playing any of their games. I think prior to that, the only Pokemon mainline games I had were for Game Boy. It was a long time. I had Pokemon Pikachu Yellow and I had Crystal, and I didn't have any of the Game Boy Advance games. So this game does hold a special place in my heart, and I'm really excited to get through it and create content based off the game. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you guys come back because I am really excited to make some more content now that I'm settled in at home. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys soon.